What's going on? It's Guns, Gear, and Guido, and I just want to start this video by saying thank you so much to everyone who likes my videos, likes my posts, and subscribes to my channel, both on Instagram and YouTube. You're greatly helping to grow this channel. I appreciate everything, and I can't wait to make future content for you guys. Jumping into today's video, we're gonna talk about the shotgun here in front of me. This is the Beretta 1301 Tactical in flat dark earth. Now, always start by checking safe. We're on safe. There's nothing in the tube and there's nothing in the chamber. This is a clear safe shotgun. Version 1 right here. This was available starting in 2021 when I bought it in flat dark earth, OD green, and black. Since then they've released version 2 that's offered also in the colorways of sniper gray and the marine coat silver. Now it's also offered with a pistol grip stock, which is a nice option if you like that. I like the traditional stocks because the pistol grip, while you do get more control, it gets in my way manipulating the safety and doing combat reloads. That's just my opinion. That's just how I've always been taught shotgun. I like the regular stock. Now, 2021, it was available right from factory with a 5+1 capacity, and now they're available with a Beretta mag extension tube of 7+1, and that completely, depends on what type of shells you're using. I know S&B 12 gauge is a very long 2 3/4, so you're only getting 6 in the mag tube with that brand. Other brands you might get 7. So to go with the first upgrade I made to the shotgun, this is the Nordic Components +2 extension tube. Nordic Components was the only one making it back then in 2021 when this shotgun was still brand new to the market. It has a really nice aluminum body, double barrel clamp with a small Picatinny rail side on this side and a QD cup for a sling on that side. The Nordic Components was a really nice option. Hard to source back in 2021, but I was lucky enough to find one. That brings it to 7+1 capacity. I think that's perfect. A shotgun that shoots faster, 30% faster with this blink gas system. It empties faster. So the main goal of shotgun is keeping it fed, keeping the gun up, and that's, manipulation is everything with a shotgun. It takes so much training, but it's definitely easier when you have intuitive controls and better capacity. Going from there, we're going to talk Langdon Tactical in this video. All the upgrades besides that Nordic component tube on this shotgun are from Langdon Tactical. That's a small shop out of Arizona who has been growing immensely. 2024, I feel like Langdon was the hot button word in the gun community. He's been known to do many upgrades on Beretta pistols. He's got some upgrades for HK pistols, optic mounts, trigger jobs. Just a phenomenal company. He jumped both feet into the shotgun realm with this one. All the furniture he's made, not only does it look phenomenal, but the function and it makes this shotgun so much easier to run ergonomically. And the thought process behind it is second to none. So we're going to start right from the front to the back with all the upgrades I've made right from Langdon and tell you why I like their product so much. So, front sight. Here we go. Super Duty front sight. This is a nice small steel front sight that has like this little polymer block that the bolt pinches into, and it is just rock solid. It's a front sight that's smaller than the factory one. It doesn't have those protective ears on it, so when you're using this red dot, that cleans up your front sight perfectly. So you don't want all this busyness when you're looking through the glass of the red dot at target. It still has a nice little notch cut out if you need to do pinpoint accuracy with iron sights if you're using slugs. Other than that, with buckshot, birdshot, you put that front sight on the target, you know where you're hitting. As we move back, mounting options for lights and handguards and heat shields. Prior to this, they've been, really like, I don't know. I don't want to be rude, but when you're duct taping a flashlight to a shotgun, to me it looks terrible. And eventually it's going to fall off. There's not many good mounting options. I mean, sometimes you can put it on the fore end or the slide of a pump if it has a pick rail, but then you're moving the flashlight with the gun and it's not stationary. It's not ideal. The way that they made this handguard from Beretta and then the Langdon Tactical heat shield, having these two things together, makes the functionality second to none. So this is the upgraded handguard from Beretta. This is the version 2 handguard from Beretta, but it's available right from Langdon on his website. And what it does is, yes, it gives you a more aggressive grip texture, so it's not sliding around in your hands. And then it gives you M-lock slots at the 3, 6, and 9 position for mounting options. That to me is rock solid for mounting a flashlight, because now this is out forward almost to the muzzle. You're not getting that huge shadow from the muzzle on the light pattern. And what it does is it allows you to run a shotgun with a light properly, because you're going to use, if you're using this for home defense, you're going to use it at night. God forbid you had to. And you can't shoot something you can't see. So you have to have a light. And to me, you have to have it on the gun, because you're not going to want to have a handheld light and try and manipulate a shotgun. It's not going to work well unless you're like some super pro. For the layman and you're half asleep, this is how it works. I chose the Surefire Scout Light because it's my favorite light. Stream lights are phenomenal as well. On the Langdon website, he offers options for both. But I would stray away from anything other than Streamlight or Surefire, because it has to withstand the recoil control of a 12 gauge, and those are the only two that I can say have the longevity and reliability that you're going to need. Now, having the light on the opposite side of your cheek well on the shotgun is ideal, because then if you have it over here, it's in your way, it's in your sight picture. This keeps it nice and out of the way. But then what do you do with your tape switch? What do you do with your cable routing system? That's where this heat shield comes into play. This is the Langdon Tactical heat shield, and not only does obviously it protect your thumb and your hand from that hot barrel under fire, it has this matrix in it that lets you, by hand, with no tools necessary, route your cables into all these little crevices, and it keeps everything really nice and tight to the gun. You have less snag points. God forbid you were running through an obstacle or your house. You have less snag points for wires, because this is just rock solid, and it keeps the wire nice and in place and off the gun. Also, it has these little cutouts here, and it's like a clamshell. When you put these two pieces together, he offers the mounting plate for whatever tape switch you choose for your flashlight. Now, this is the Surefire SR07, but they also make the Streamlight and the Mod Light hot buttons. This one, the SR07, I like because you get that momentary pad, but you also get the constant on with that click button. I like the momentary the best, but there are situations where you might want it constant on. The Surefire adapter, right from the factory, goes right into those M-lock slots. Once you torque it, it's not moving. Going back towards the rear sight. This is the Langdon Tactical Fastback rear sight plate. Now I'm running mine with a Holosun 507C. This is because the 507C is an RMR footprint. It has a multi-reticle system, meaning that I can run the large diameter circle, that reticle, for buckshot, and it shows a pattern really nicely at distance. Or you can go down to the single dot for slugs and precise placement. This has an integrated rear sight, iron sight, in front of the optic, so it's out of your way. It's available in RMR footprint, 509T footprint, or the Acro from Aimpoint with that footprint. And the reason I like his version compared to other iron sight plate versions is it brings that red dot rearward. You're getting better peripheral views of your target, and it brings it rearward so that when you're coming up and over the receiver to do a combat reload, that red dot and Picatinny rail section is out of your way. So that to me is huge. Really well thought out. When you're mounting this, everything is laid out for you perfectly on the website, on his YouTube videos. You get your torque specs. There's no guesswork involved. Everything fits absolutely perfect, and he does a great job of showing you how it's installed and basically the mistakes you could make. Going rearward from there, stock options. Now he offers either the Magpul SGA, which is what I did, and the Magpul SGA is for a Mossberg, and then you have to have an adapter plate. This is made by GG&G. Or you can run the chisel machining stock, which is an aluminum version. Nice metal, great version. Comes with an integrated optic plate, so you don't have to purchase this as well. You can put that optic right on the stock. But I particularly like the Magpul furniture. I like their polymers. I like the weight reduction, and it just fits my face really well. It just gives you a lower angle on the hand, but a really nice cheek rest. And it also has an option for a cheek riser if you needed it higher. This one to me works perfect. And they're going to give you other options. You're going to get 4 different spacers for length of pull depending on the size of your body, the size of your arms, the length of your arms. What works for you? I'm running it with 2 spacers. Obviously, there's 2 that I didn't use. Now, the back plate, this pad is huge and it's soft and the rubber is durable. So it absorbs some of that recoil from the full 12 gauge loads. Other than that, you can do a sling QD right from Magpul. You can put it right in this little hole. You just remove this this little circle and you can put your QD plate right here. I have it linked to the stock in the traditional way, and I run on the opposite side for one reason. If it's on this side of the gun and you have to transition from your right shoulder to your left shoulder, depending on if you're going around a wall or an obstacle, having it on this side, it won't choke you. It won't choke you when you transition with the sling. Having it on the same side, it works so much better. On a rifle or a shotgun, I feel that that's the way to do it. Now, going to the front, I have the Magpul. This is the MS4 padded sling, right, I believe, or MS3. So it's got the slider to give you more slack, and a QD cup up front. Now, the reason I like the Magpul QD compared to the Nordic Components QD is because this has anti-rotation, meaning that that sling can only go so many degrees of rotation and it stops. Whereas the Nordic does not have that, so the sling swivel freely spins and it tangles up as you use it, and then it just gets annoying when your sling's a mess. To me, that, my OCD kicks in. It's like the dog leash. I always like the dog leash nice and straight when it's on them. I don't know why. That's just me. On the side, S-Tac shotgun cards. S-Tac shotgun cards, these are the Velcro. These are the cheapest option, but they work and they hold rounds. They don't stretch out much, and it's just Velcro. So I keep like 2 or 3 of these on my chest rig, and I can just, as I use them, rip them off and throw a new one on. There are nicer options that actually have a metal plate and that actually clips in. Those are made by Eritas Industries. Really nice option, but to me, not necessary. I like the Velcro. The Velcro is strong. The S-Tac has the best options for the shell holders. They do not stretch out. Then, finally, we're going to look at the factory controls. The factory controls is what made this shotgun shine in 2021 compared to its competitors in the Benelli realm. Benelli is a phenomenal gun. I had the M2. I've shot the M4. But the controls on the Beretta are better. And the main control here, not only do you get this really nice cross-bolt safety, nice and big, good for a gloved hand, but this action release right here, when you're doing a combat load and you're under speed and you just want to slap it forward, it just goes. You don't have to search around for a button, look at the receiver, and waste time. The handle, really nice oversized handle. You're not reaching for it, you're not slipping off of it. They obviously make some aftermarket ones that spin. To me, I don't like when they spin because it can come out of your hand when you don't mean it to. So I really like how this one is just, boom, right there. Smooth operating. Self-cleaning system, which is what Beretta sells you. I haven't cleaned mine yet, other than the barrel from the shotgun. Obviously, shotguns get dirty quick in the barrels, but the gas system seems to be running perfect with no lube out of the box. Still running just as it came. I probably have about 300 rounds down it now, but still haven't cleaned it other than swapping the barrel. Haven't even lubed it. Running perfect. So, I mean, to me, you can spend the money and buy this as a version 2 directly from Langdon, completely set up like this right from the factory at your FFL for about $3,000 to $3,200. But seeing that I already had the version 1, I didn't want to lose money trying to sell it and rebuy it. So I put all this furniture right from Langdon on mine for about half of that price. And then, I just can't say enough good things about this shotgun. This shotgun makes shooting shotgun more enjoyable. It's 2 pounds lighter than the Benelli, in factory configuration. So it's nicer to carry, it's nicer to sling. You're going to feel recoil more because it's a lighter gun, but it handles the recoil better and it shoots faster. Other than that, I can say I would highly recommend, if you like this shotgun and how it looks, shoot it, because then you're going to really like it. Rent one, buy one. I can highly endorse this platform, whether you go crazy and upgrade it or just shoot it factory. Either way, it's a phenomenal shotgun.